So let's go racing. Race 8 in the Louis Vuitton Cup final.
You're walking down into a lead. Turn away.
The Italian team will just sail down the boundary here and they will jibe back, trying to land on their time on distance at the start, forcing the British. Close to the boundary, British team, they'll have to spin the boat inside, not get a boundary penalty. Oh, they've got a bit on the British. And they've skidded the boat out of bounds.
This is the umpires, GBR boundary penalty, GBR boundary penalty.
Oh, massive mistake there by the British team. They tried to get a little too fancy, too close to the line of the boundary, and they've gone out. So the Italian team now just have to start, and the British team will have to get 75 metres behind. So big advantage for the Italian team.
If you wanted another twist in the America's Cup, you just got it.
It's trimmed up and peeled. My wheel. Yeah. Okay. And you can press now. Pressing here.
Racing all the time for us.
Racing. Force it up. Backing out after the mark.
Can't be early, the Italians, which they're not.
We are racing in race 8 of the Louis Vuitton Cup. Who handles the pressure most?
So a 75-metre deficit. Expect the Italians to immediately tack as well and just try and lock this rate down from the start. British having to do everything they can to make up that 75-metre deficit, which has quickly turned into 130 metres. Both boats on their M3 mainsails or their smallest mainsails and smallest jibs.
I think we go earlier. Yeah, anytime. 3, 2, 1, we're done.
British opting to take the right turn at the top. Rossa now have the choice of either to take that off them or to actually take left turn at the top. They'll probably just to keep it simple, I think.
Rossa Prada Pirelli leads at the top gate, but it's only leg 1 of 8. Who controls this race the best is in a strong position. We saw 2 races like this yesterday, and the controlling boat in front on both occasions did a magnificent job. Around goes INEOS Britannia. Both boats, quite simply, flying at pace.
Oh, nearly 54 knots exit speed there for INEOS Britannia. Just see the little puffs of cavitation there on the top surface of that leeward foil going through the water. So both teams right at the very, very top end of their boat's performance. 48 knots the British, only 49 knots of boat speed.
That's right, guys, keep pushing here. Nice gains there, lads.
Big bottom mark roundings coming up here for both teams.
Rossa Prada Pirelli still leading in race 8 of the Louis Vuitton Cup final. Both boards down, taking it nice and easy. Around they go, but not too far behind now. INEOS Britannia, they've made up some ground.
Yeah, that was a very, very slow rounding there by Rossa Prada Pirelli. Huge gains to the British.
Lefty for us, so nice. Let's go, lads. This is good.
About 1.5 degrees to 2 degrees difference there in the heel angle of both boats, but both boats achieving very similar performance, just slightly different methodology with their aero packages. See how fast that foil's going through the water, upwind here. The Italians not engaging in a match race in these upper range conditions, just focusing on sailing their own boat and trying to maintain that lead. The British, though, clawing themselves back into this slowly.
Hey, tack, we will tack. I don't think it will. If they tack up on us, I think we tack.
Take the speed.
Little middle too.
Yeah, 40 is a good number, I think.
Cross coming up, and it's Rossa are under the pump here from INEOS. INEOS look really locked in this condition. Rossa coming right over to the left-hand side. A little bit different on the water today. The left-hand side looks always, when you look up the track, to have a little bit more pressure in the left. But this one's a real dogfight. INEOS are not going away.
Italians clear across, but definitely gains back to the British team, INEOS Britannia.
Okay, nice there to just come across the bow.
Luna Rossa, Prada Pirelli in race 8 in the Louis Vuitton Cup. After a big nosedive in race 7, are now leading. There's 3 done, 5 to go. A long way to go.
55 knot bear away there on board the Italian team. That's over 100 kilometres an hour, 102. They are not hanging around. British team putting the training wheels down just to stabilise the boat as they exit that. But wow, what a mark rounding by the Italians. That was absolutely full throttle and just hang on.
Top 47, I think, is a good
I think both teams really right on the edge of what they're doing with these boats, just on the edge of grip, and very, very difficult conditions to keep pushing the boats hard, which they have to do. Both teams absolutely holding it flat out and having to execute their boat handling perfectly.
He's reaching boundary. What's going to be the plan on him?
Let's see when we meet. But probably
gonna hit him.
Yep.
Come on.
They know faster. Good mode, actually.
Good gains to us.
The wind today's been quite dynamic. It's been moving round, and we've been waiting for the wind to flick back to the right, and it really hasn't been doing that. But just up this windward beat this time, Luna Rossa have got over to that right-hand side. They were pretty close at the bottom mark, but you can see they've extended out now to, 137 metres. The right is starting to pay, and Luna Rossa are protecting that.
Yeah, we just saw Luna Rossa defend the right-hand side hard, forcing INEOS Britannia to tack away.
Entering the trap here. By way 1 in.
3, 2, 1, all clear.
Coming down.
Luna Rossa continued to lead. 5 done, 3 to go. Race 8, Louis Vuitton Cup final. INEOS Britannia leading 4-3.
Nice.
A mega bear away there by the Italians. The fastest one we've seen.
Interesting, that one. There was more pressure looking down the course on the left, but the wind shift actually was on the right-hand side. And although Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli were in less breeze, their angle was better, and that's why that lead for Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli is extended. It's just the phasing. Luna Rossa went round that top mark, and they elected to go on the right side, and that was a key moment, what mark they picked for this downwind leg.
The Italians continue to lead in race 8.
And turning.
Both boards down, gently, gently. And away they go.
Push, boys.
Nice rounding, and
Turning.
British team
Go forward. Go gently, sir.
They're pushing hard.
Come on, Jim, to come.
see the leeway there just as that windward board comes up, that big shunt of side force going through that leeward foil. The Italian team just doing enough to control this race.
Another piece of America's Cup history is created from near disaster. For the third time, Luna Rossa has come back, and the Louis Vuitton Cup final remains deadlocked. It's 4-all. Luna Rossa win.
Got the main for this one.
16 seconds. Luna Rossa get the win. We are 4-all.